Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm James here. I just want to warmly welcome you to our Marvel Monday BOP Zoom. Okay, I just want to say this particular BOP is specially designed for people who are working and who can't make it on our on-site meeting at Wood Square office. So I thought it would be good if we could do a non-comprehensive presentation to just allow our friends who want to know on what our product is all about to learn something from the presentation tonight. Once again, it's my pleasure to do the presentation, and I once again want to welcome all of you here. If you are friends who are attending for the first time, or you may be from overseas friends. Maybe you can help me by typing a one at our chat box. We are just so happy that you can join us tonight. Okay, so again, I'm just going to share screen now and to start our presentation. Okay, before I go on, I think it is very important to share with us this particular slide, which is our live wave disclaimer. Okay, we just want to ensure that as we do the presentation, because later on, I'm going to ask Carol and another lady to share their testimonies and behalf on someone else. We just want to make sure that whatever we share, we do not intend to diagnose or treat nor cure and prevent any disease or medical condition, right? Even if you have any kind of health issues, we will highly encourage you to go and see your family physicians, yeah? Okay, and then also, it is not intended to be a substitute or professional medical advice and should not be relied on as a health or personal advice. So I also want to qualify myself that I'm not a practitioner, but I'm simply a library user, and I love for the fact that it is just so good and so easy to use. Yeah, and again, success stories are anecdotal and based on personal accounts, viewpoint, and opinion rather than research facts. Again, whatever I'm going to share with all of us here tonight are also factual, based on science on what David Schmidt, the LifeWave CEO, has done for the past 20 years. So I'm just going to share. You're going to see this picture on your top left. Again, I'm pretty sure most of us would have known this amazing and brilliant physicist, yeah? He's none other than Albert Einstein. The interesting and incredible thing about what he foresaw in the future is this, he said, future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Very interesting, yeah? I think he lived in the 1930s, and you're talking about maybe 70 over years ago. And he already could see and picture that in the future, modern men like us, where we are living now in this era, may not, will probably require this kind of medicine, which he called the medicine of frequencies. Perhaps you're more familiar with this gentleman, okay, a kind of a controversial personality who has his own reality show, none other than Dr. Oz. Okay, Dr. Oz also has the same thing to say about this, and he put it in this way. The next big frontier in medicine is energy medicine. So these terms, whether be it medicine of frequencies or energy medicine, they are used interchangeably, yeah? All right. Friends, it gives me the pleasure to share with you this company, which has a history of 20 years, LifeWave. I'm just going to share with us very briefly of what the company is all about. Okay, I love for the fact that, this statement really resonates with me because here, David is someone who believes that, when healing takes place, it really comes from within our own body, which has the ability to do self-healing. And by the way, he also recognizes that healing actually starts from the process from within without the use of medications, injections, and surgeries. I think we've come to a point where, sometimes when we visit the doctors or whatever has happened 2.5 years ago, we've come to a point where a lot of things where medical science cannot do, or medicine rather. And then hence, and we also understand that there are probably other options and alternatives whereby we can actually look up to actually help us to have our health. Yeah. So this is actually what LifeWave is all about, having to help us to live long, live well, and live younger. Okay, and we position ourselves as an advanced technology. Our factory, we have in fact two factories, one located in Galway, South Ireland, and the other one is San Diego, which happens to be our LifeWave headquarters as well, right? And what we do is actually we specialize in this patented wearable technology patch, yeah? Yes, that harnesses the power of light to boost health at a cellular level. And what it can do is to improve our health, wellness, beauty, and longevity. And the fact of the matter, why I love LifeWave also is that we actually, what we are sharing is we want to help people to gain back their health. For some, you may like to look younger and beautiful. And for me, longevity is what I yearn for. Something that we can actually help us to live longer, not just longer, but healthier. Don't you think this is a tremendous thing that we want, right? And also, our patch has no drugs. Again, just now you saw on our statement, no pills. We do not want to rely on pills, no injection, and it's really non-invasive, right? And what is more astounding is when people start using our patches, they see remarkable results. All right. So who is the one behind the whole thing? It's none other than this gentleman by the name of David Schmidt. Okay, this year, April, he will turn 61 years old. So you look at this gentleman, whom we have the pleasure to meet last year at Orlando, Florida. And we are going to meet him again this year at Dallas. Just a tremendous guy with a gold heart. And he's our CEO, also our founder and our inventor. What I like about this is I think it is so important. Sometimes when we chance upon a product, we would like to use the product as long as we can, right? And you just imagine if you are using a product where the R&D is designed by someone else and the owner is by another guy. Just imagine one day they are at loggerheads and they don't see eye to eye. Well, for all you know, this production may stop. So you may have a good company, a good product, but a wrong ownership, right? So that's why I love for the fact that LifeWave is all controlled by the same person. When I say control, it's all done by the same person who is none other than David Schmidt. And what we are doing in LifeWave is actually we are actually entering into this thing called the reverse aging. So this is what actually David said. If we were to go back 20 years, the subject of age reversal was thought to be science fiction. Like it's like a myth, right? Sometimes we think that it's so sci-fi that are you sure this little sticker works? And by the way, we if we have gone through the era of cinematic things like movies, right? Once upon a time, years ago, probably our children would not know, yeah? Like if we take an example of VHS videotape, right? I think if you show it to our younger children now, probably they'll be wondering, what is this thing? Then it has evolved to this thing called VCD, then to DVD, Blu-ray, you know. Now, in fact, even our younger people do not know what DVD is all about. And now everybody knows what Netflix is all about, yeah. Same like this. It is the same with any kind of things where when it's evolved, things which we may not know does not mean that it is not possible for it to work. So especially in the area of age reversal, I would say, friends, is no longer a myth. Yeah, and that's also why when people start wearing our X39 patch, which I will elaborate later on, they see astounding results, and people are getting, looking younger, fine lines disappear, mental faculty becomes so sharp, energy level is back, pain gone. So friends, I'm going to share with us later on, yeah. So something about David Schmidt. Well, an incredible guy, I would say. He has got lots and lots of accolades, One of the things that is highlighted here is that in 1999, he was actually roped into the International Hall of Fame of Inventors. Yeah, he's got a lot of inventions. Okay, mostly not for. Although we all know that he works with the military, but David did not design anything like for war. All he's doing is actually to help people to get their health back. Right. So I'm going to show you this. To me, this is very important. Okay, as far as I know, where patent is concerned, we are under the utility category. Not many companies that I've come across have actually garnered so many, and Lightwave has gotten about 130 over patents. Maybe he has crossed more than 150, I'm not sure. But then the fact that David, took the deliberation to patent all these things, I think what he wants to do is really to protect very dearly what he has invented so that nobody can come about, to go and, go and misconstrue the whole thing. Yeah? And that's why, friends, I just want to tell you, our patent is under the utility category, and it's very essential for us to hold this patent so that for the longest time, at least 20 years, we can continue and safely use this because the intellectual property belongs to, and the copyright belongs to David Schmidt. Okay, this picture actually shows that in the early days, Ireland, the government of Ireland has actually helped to fund on the research with LifeWave, especially when they learned that, David is going to research on this thing called the X39. And the Regenerative Medicine Institute in Ireland and the University of Ireland, actually they collaborated with LifeWave to do on all the research. Yeah? And what you see on the extreme right, these are the two factories that I mentioned earlier. Okay, the last webinar that we have had with David Schmidt, he said that actually now the factories can actually manufacture more than billions of patches for many people to use. So we don't have to worry about this. So from the conception, the idea, all the way to the final product, everything is done in-house. That's why we are considered as the vertical integrated company. What does it mean? Everything we do not outsource to a third party. And that's why it is all within LifeWave's control. Yeah. So that's why I say this is a very good company for us to, get a very good product. Come to the product. Okay, I'm just going to give us an overview and a glimpse of how LifeWave started. Okay, so as you can see, the year 2002, this is also the year where the commander of Navy SEALs, US Navy SEALs, asked David to come up with a patch because David was then one of the scientists who helped to design the mini submarines for the US Navy SEALs. Okay, and it is also that time that he requested David to come up with something to help the Navy SEALs to gain back their energy. Yeah? So David took about 2 years, and in the year 2004, he came up with the energy enhancer patch. So you see at the year of 2005, in fact, this energy enhancer patch was designed for the Navy SEALs. They are like our commandos here in Singapore. So, so when they started to use this, they actually experienced remarkable results. And because of that, okay, there's this person by the name of Richard Quick. I'm just going to say a very brief one due to time. Richard Quick, who was then the Stanford University Olympic swimming coach, he was the first one who advocated for live waves energy enhancer patch. And the interesting remark that he made, one point to the mass audience, he actually said this, something about live wave is its technology is 20 to 30 years more advanced than any contemporary. Yeah, he's talking about in the year 2004, way before, right? And that live wave, the kind of technology that David invented is 20 to 30 years more advanced. That's incredible, right? So in the year 2005, David continued to invent two more patches for the Navy SEAL soldiers, namely the ice wave and the silent nights. Ice wave because when the SEALs were training, of course, they sustain injury right here and there. And ice wave is one interesting patch that can actually help to address acute and chronic pain. And of course, because due to all the stressful exercises, some of them could have, be deprived of sleep. So silent nights is the one that could actually help them to sleep better. And it's so much so that it actually can increase by 133% to have a better quality sleep, as you can see from the slide. And then all the way fast forward to all the way to I think 2019, this is something that is so spectacular that it actually changes the entire ball game for LiveWave. In 2019, David launched this product called the X39, which is the stem cell activator patch, right? And to say the least, this patch does not contain any stem cells, but it actually elevates a certain copper peptide to activate our own stem cells. And I'm going to share with that to you later on. And because of this, David took 10 long years. Yeah, I repeat again, David literally took 10 long years before he finally launched this X39 stem cell activator patch. Then, of course, subsequently, we had the X49, the Shine Dream, and just about 2 weeks ago, LifeWave launched the Alavida Revive Eye Cream. So you see, friends, we are always on the move, and David is not going to stop here. In fact, he has got so much inventions in his pockets that he told us in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a lot of things. But again, having said that, he always go back to the very core product, which is our X39, and which is the product that I'm going to emphasize on. Okay. Well, why is stem cell is so much talk about right now? Okay, if you can see from this slide, aging is something that is inevitable and something that many of us are afraid of, right? Just imagine when we were young, we look so handsome, we have so much hair, we can see so well, and our eyes are sharp, we're full of energy. But suddenly, when we cross 30 years old, 35, hey, how come I'm not sleeping as well as I could? And why do I have pains on my joints? And why is do I have receding hair, right? And why is my energy level, like plummets like so crazy? Well, friends, this has to do with aging. As we age, there's this thing called degeneration starts to kick in, This is something that is inevitable. But I strongly believe that if we can create a kind of environment and we can actually help our vital organs to function well and properly, I believe that not only can we age gracefully, but in fact, we can actually live longer, live well, and actually look younger, right? So that's also no wonder that stem cells become so popular because stem cells also age and they also die. So what are we going to do about? And this is a fact, yeah. I'm going to show you this chart. Okay, this is actually it is proven. It is also a fact why your cells need more stem cells right now. You see, yeah, the difference between cells and stem cells, they are very different, yeah. based on this chart, okay, you know where you fall under, whichever category you may be. The fact is, our stem cell production plummets 90% by the time we turn 65, okay? But by the age of 35, if you look at this column, right, our stem cells, they're only about 45% around. Why stem cells? Because stem cells help restore healthy levels we enjoy when we are 20 years old or when we are in our 30s. So it's a profound difference. You feel very different when you start using our patch. So this is another chart to show you that as we age, if we do not take care, when there's only about 5% of stem cell left, that spells trouble. So friends, this is why I love to share this with you, and that even when you hear this, that you may take a decisive action, okay, on your health. All right. So what is stem cell? Stem cells, the very first stem cell actually came from our mother's egg and our father's sperm, right? When they fuse together, it becomes the first embryo. And then from then on, it continues to divide and divide, and then it became the nerve cells, and it became the organs, and finally, 9 months later, voila, you and I. Yeah. So this basically, so if you ask me, the building blocks for our overall well-being and health is this thing called the stem cells, right? No wonder many people, they when they come to a certain age and they really want to look young, cosmetics does on the external, right? But if you really want to look internally younger, it will actually exhibit on the external. So there are people who went about doing this, stem cell therapy, all right, other sources. So you look at it, mostly they will take from a younger donor and inject into an older recipient. Basically, what this thing, this therapy, if you look at it, even in our Singapore government, in Singapore's context, although we have many billionaires and many deca multimillionaires, deca millionaires, yet our government still does not approve of this because potentially it carries about 30% risk. And also, every treatment is actually very costly, ranging from 10,000 US all the way to $500,000, right? So that's why, but again, it does do a lot of things. If you can go and do a little bit of research, people go for it because when they have pain, when they have certain kind of illness, rather critical ones, or they want to look very good, people go for that. And of course, the second method, mostly they are from animal or from plant-based. So again, what you are looking here is we are relying on foreign stem cells. By the way, in Singapore, there's also a company that sells deer placenta product, yeah, very costly. And here, what we are actually encouraging, or rather to want to propose to you, if something, something that you use that you don't have to drink, you don't have to eat, but all you need to do is to stick on the body, and this thing can literally reset your gene expressions to behave younger and healthier. Don't you think this is a far better choice and it's so, so affordable? So friends, this is actually what I will recommend, and let me show you. So why stem cell again? Because stem cell literally act as a repairman. Yeah? Imagine if your organs, the cells are damaged, and it is so clever that it will act as though it is a joker, yeah, or a substitute to go and repair the cells that require any attention, And if let's say when the tissues or organs are damaged, stem cells were able to divide and develop into other types of cells so they could repair themselves. So this is basically why stem cell is so, so good and so expensive in one sense. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the star of the show, which is the X39, the stem cell activation patch. Okay, the company again is LifeWave. We have over 80 clinical studies on this and 20 years of development, yeah, by independent researchers and universities, medical and scientific experts globally. So why X39? X39 has the ability to do this. It actually elevates this GHK copper peptide in our body to activate our very own stem cells. Again, friends, I want to reiterate again. X39 is by far the only patented and proprietary wearable patch that elevates this GHK copper peptide in order to activate our own stem cells. By the way, GHK, you can do a research on it. In fact, you can actually Google search this doctor by the name of Laurent Picard, this gentleman on the bottom right. He is the first one who discovered the benefits of GHK copper peptide, right? And David took another step forward to continue his research and uses photobiomodulation or phototherapy to enhance on this method and came up with this X39 in 10 years, right? So what GHK can do is, again, I mentioned, it can reset our gene expressions to a younger and healthier state and induces programmed cell death on cancer cells. These are the things that is researched by Dr. Laurent Picard, yeah, and increases angiogenesis and nerve outgrowth, stimulate collagen production, possesses antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. No wonder when people start using our patch, their fine line's gone, and it's just like natural Botox on the face. Just simply so good, right? Okay, another quick look at what GHK copper peptide can do for you and I. This is also why when we ask people to use, right, we realize that their wound heal very, very fast, right? Just like when we were in our younger days, right, when we were in our uh, when we're 10 years old or 20 years old, when we sustain any kind of injury, they heal very fast, right? What about now, in your 30s, in your 40s, you realize that the wound heal pretty slowly, right? That's the reason why the earlier chart that I showed you, because once you cross 35, your stem cell also plummets. But here, when we start to use X39 again, it literally wake up all the dormant stem cells to work for you and is able to reset them to healthier and younger state. No wonder your wound heal very fast. And we always tell people, should the day you decide to use X39, the patch, please take a picture of yourself because that will be the oldest day in your life when you start using the X39 because it converts GHK copper peptide, convert older cells to a younger state, right? Incredible, right? And it's like tuning a piano, it helps to tune and maintain at cellular level. Okay, this is another research clinically proven that LifeWave X39 elevates the peptide to activate our own stem cells. Okay, let's go on. These are about some of the benefits, when you start using our patch. For instance, reduction in inflammation. No wonder people with knee pain, frozen shoulders, whatever, you name it, even including headache, you see an elevation and you feel very good. And again here, rapid wound healing, increased energy level, okay, and improvement in quality of sleep, improve people who start to use this, somehow they found that their mental faculty is very sharp, right? And you have someone who exercise a lot, you may want to use our X39 because it not only enhances your performance. Also in the recovery, it is very, very good, right? So you look the one on the right, okay, this is actually our clinical studies, and it is also the reason why when we tell our friends who may want to use the patch, please give yourself 6 months to a year, right? Because for things to take place, you need time because we are not a quick fix thing, okay? Because somehow when you have certain things for the longest time, therefore you also need time for your body to repair and to recuperate, right? So like for the 1 to 3 months, you see the gut resetting and brain becomes balanced. It decreases symptoms of PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome, yeah, disorder. And you somehow, if you feel you are someone who is, very anxious, you realize that you actually cause you to be less anxious. 3 to 6 months, deep healing begins. Wow, this is where you really see fine lines disappearing. Your hair, if you have hair loss, it will start to grow. Again, I want to say this. Every one of us is unique. Yeah? For some, it may take a longer while, okay? For some, somehow, it just works so fast for them, okay? So, friends, again, 6 months to a year, and 6 months to 12 months, reverse aging kicks in, right? Okay, why LifeWave X39? Simply because it is non-invasive. It is non-transdermal. It's very important because this transdermal thing is this. If you're someone who ever used Salonpas tape before, yeah, the tape actually has got a lot of chemicals, and these chemicals literally goes into the bloodstream. Whereas for lightweight patches, any kind of patch, they are in a container, and this container, they are non-transdermal, meaning nothing goes into your body. And there's no stimulant, no drugs in our patches at all. And therefore, they are very, very safe. Okay, in the words of David, LifeWave is unique because it is the only phototherapy product in the world that uses the human body as its own power source. Amazing, yeah? That's why you don't need any electrical point, you don't need any battery. Just stick it on your body. It works instantaneously, like what David said in this blue highlight. The body heat, when you patch it on your body, it will reflect very specific wavelength of light that stimulate the surface of the skin. And what happens is, if someone has knee pain, they can apply the patch or patches around the area of pain. The body heat will activate the crystals inside the patch. The patch reflects the light, stimulate the skin to reduce the inflammation immediately, right? So this is how fast our patch works. Right. Without any further ado, it's testimonial time. I love this session because anything about LifeWave literally is about testimonials. Again, I want to make this very sure, like what I did for the first slide. Okay, because what we are sharing here, everyone will have different results, and it's anecdotal, yeah, based on personal accounts. Again, we are not here to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. LifeWave patches are just functional wellness patch. When you use, it's actually using your body as the source to do the self-healing. So without further ado, I'm just going to invite Carol. Carol, are you around?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, this is our lady, Carol. Okay, Carol will be our first sharer. Later on, we have another lady by the name of Sandra. Sandra, if you are around, can you say hi? Okay, maybe Sarah is not in yet. Okay, so
I
I'll
am.
just, Sandra.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, hi, hi. Okay, so I'm just going to invite Carol to share her testimonial first, and she's sharing on behalf. I'm just going to play the first video, and then after which Carol will take over. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's listen and see.
No sound, is it? The sound didn't come through.
Yeah, I can hear. Can you all
Oh,
hear
you can hear.
the way,
Okay.
friends?
No. Another person called Carolyn says no sound.
Oh, just a minute, no sound, huh? Okay, hold on, Let me pause.
Yeah, the viewers say no sound.
Right, just give me a moment. Got it. How about now? Can you hear now?
Very
Still
soft.
cannot hear?
Mm.
Carol, can you hear the
No,
video?
no. Then
Oh,
another person said it's very soft.
yeah, that's the maximum. How about you? Cannot hear?
Cannot.
Okay, if that's the case, we'll see the
Mm.
video. Then Carol, you explain, okay?
Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Christine says sound is good, is it? Okay, I can't hear. It's all right. My aunt had trigger finger, so Lily, my upline, she put the ice wave, and then suddenly my aunt said, oh, you can hear. Okay, so I'll keep quiet.
Cannot hear.
Okay, maybe Carol, you may want to repeat.
Very fast. Yeah. Walk towards you. Walk the other way. And you're much sturdier. Yeah, and you're straighter. Oh, this is so much faster. She took a while to come to me just now.
Oh, yeah. She's smiling.
Wow. Yeah. Right, right. Great. Okay, see, you sit down. Just now you got up so fast. Yep.
Okay, Carol, the video is done.
Okay. Okay.
Some people say they could not hear. Maybe you just quickly summarize for them.
Yeah. Okay. What happened is, this is, hi everyone. This is my 88-year-old auntie. Okay. She often sees the doctor for her different ailments. You know, when you're older, you go and see the doctors and all that. Her ailments seem to never end. She had shingles and had to be hospitalized. Her cough and flu would blow up till it's so long drawn, you know, and all these things just weaken her body terribly and her immunity. I usually visit her during festive holidays. Then around Chinese New Year last year, 2023, she came to open the door and was in a walker, as you can see from the video just now. She came, and with a walker, and I said I was shocked, and it all started with her toe just knocked against the leg of the chair, and her toes swell, and then her foot began to swell. You see, that's why just now when James was saying our stem cells get lesser and lesser, a lot of ailments starts popping up. And then other ailments, she had a lot more stuff that kept popping up. So I told her about this patches, and then she said her first response was she was hesitant to try anything because the doctor, they always listen to doctors, told her, don't try anything, don't take anything. I was new to LifeWave then, but I convinced her to allow me to get my team leader Lily to help patch her. I'm glad I took the initial pictures or video because it's priceless, and her life has improved considerably. And as you can see from the video, it started on 9th of January 2023. And you see these 3 pictures. This is before. Before, I thought she still looked good, but you look at the difference, the one with the white blouse. Then the middle was in May. May is after patching already. And then you see just recently, January of 2024. So a year has passed. And actually, I've got another recording of her, but that one will be another time. She said, when I asked her, and that was in August, when I asked her, how does she feel? And she said, oh, I feel on top of the world. And the siblings have seen the vast improvement, but they are just as stubborn. So they are just seeing her as a guinea pig. But she being the eldest of the family, the siblings, so she will show them that how she becomes younger and younger, So we are very thankful for LifeWave. And
Carol, a
nowadays
quick
she would,
one.
yeah.
What patches did she use? Or is she still
Oh,
using?
oh yeah, she uses a lot. It
Okay,
definitely is X39
right.
Aeon, and now she knows where to patch Ice Wave, Energy Enhancer.
Wow.
Those are the main ones, lah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and then
Okay.
she would always SOS me when her supply goes down.
Right.
So yeah. So my second one is my friend asked me to help her mom, her 90-year-old mom. She fell, and what happened was the doctors couldn't do anything because it wasn't a fracture, but she cannot walk. She was in great pain, and all they did was they sent her back with painkiller, Panadols, and she knows it's of no use. When I went there, I asked her to get up. Oh, she took a long time to get up, and she was in pain. So I patched her, as you can see, and after that, I was going through with the daughter about what patches to get and all that, as we were just seated there, and the kitchen is behind. So from the corner of my eye, I said, "Hey, your mom is in the kitchen, Then she started walking. I mean, earlier on she was lying down already, and I said, "Hey, your mom is in the kitchen." Then she turned around, "Me, what are you doing?" And you can see her whole what do you call it? Her whole appearance
Expression?
changed. Yeah, she seems lighter. I mean, of course she still had pain, but she could walk. And she said, no, I'm just going and see the fridge, what food there is. Her character just changed. And then I followed up, and then that's where you see the note from the daughter. She wrote to me and she said, Mom says her pain is not as bad today. She says it's strange that a patch like that can work,
Wow,
And
okay.
so he said, thank you for the miracle. And
Amazing.
what the patch did that the doctors couldn't do.
All right,
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing, right? So, okay, this is my third testimony, and I'm sharing on behalf of this person, Carolyn said, how long did she wear the patch? She's still ongoing. She's still wearing the patch. Yeah, wearing patches lah because of her age lah. Okay. And okay, the third testimony is this man called Kai Hong, and I'm speaking on behalf of the wife. This is my sponsee. And what happened is when we went to okay, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's in January of 2023. What you see in the blue check shirt, that was around that time when he was first diagnosed. And now on the right side, this is how he looks, the picture before and after, okay? And what happened was he was walking, his walking was not stable and kept falling forward. He started sports therapy and it did help a bit, but he had difficulty swallowing supplements since diagnosed with Parkinson's. So without supplements, what else can help? That night that I went to patch him, that was in July 2023. And then although I did a video and I asked him to walk, but when he walked past me, I saw a sparkle in his eyes. But I mean, when I take the photograph, you can't see it, but it was something that I saw that I didn't see earlier. See? And the wife said by early August, he automatically asked for supplements. It shocked them all because earlier on he couldn't even swallow, right? And then in September, this is already about the third month into LifeWave, he went to China and he could run and jump, do the star jump. And I'm going to show you this video right now where he comes down from the hut. You can see this. You can hear the wife laugh, yeah, because they are all so happy, you know, because actually there's he doing the star jump. No way could he have done all that. And what happened was because when he was diagnosed with early Parkinson's, they were already thinking that they have to shelve all his travels. All their travels is gone already, you know. But now, I mean, it's really fantastic. In fact, as we speak right now, their whole family is on their annual holiday trip in China, Kunming.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a picture of him. It looks like quite a steep mountain walk, and he still has a walking stick just to steady himself, but he's there, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah, so initially when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, they were really thinking, no way, there goes their life, you know. Instead, now they are having the best times of their lives with the family and grandchildren. Yeah. So
Thank
that's
you so
my
much.
sharing.
Thank you so much. Again, friends, these are again based on their own personal encounter with the patches, non-medical claims. Yeah. Okay. Because of time, I'm going to thank you, Carol, and I'm going to quickly invite our next sharer, who is none other than Sandra. Sandra also has a remarkable story to tell. I'm not going to steal her thunder. So, Sarah, if you're ready, you can
All right.
unmute.
Hi.
Yes. Hello. Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sandra. Okay. As you can see from the picture in 2006, actually, that was the time I had my nose cancer. Is actually nasopharyngeal carcinoma. It's an aggressive form of cancer. Okay, and hit me very fast. Within 2 months, I was coming to third stage. So doctor actually had to get me to prepare myself, you know, for the treatment, which is a radiotherapy. I chose radiotherapy first because chemo is quite damaging to the body. So I thought maybe I keep chemo later part. So I just tried radiotherapy first. And I chose this IMRT. It's actually intensity modulated radiotherapy. It's supposed to cause less damage to my body, and also is to delay the side effect of the radiotherapy to myself. So as you can see over there, the damage was done actually, but it didn't kick in until 5 years later. Actually, I had a lot of weight loss, but then subsequently I gained weight pretty fast, not because is supposed to be good. It's because of my pituitary gland was actually damaged. And because of that, my thyroid hormone was 0. So I was diagnosed of having this hypothyroidism. So basically my body couldn't produce any thyroid hormone. So whatever I take it in, if I do not exercise, it will not be burnt off. And it'll just keep on storing in my body, and then I'll keep on putting on weights. But because of that, what do you call that? Sorry, excuse me. Okay, because of that, putting on weight, my cholesterol actually went up, and it was quite bad. That was within from the 5th year to the 6 years. Actually, my cholesterol level actually went up pretty high, and doctor was telling me I have to start my statin. Before starting statin, I was on this thyroid medicine, this thyroxine. There's a hormone replacement pill that I have to be on for life. It's supposed to be for life. Then with that, you're supposed to help me maintain my weight and lose a bit to burn off whatever I eat. So, but because of thyroxine that I took, it actually kind of like increased, it affected my cholesterol level. So my cholesterol level increased tremendously until a stage whereby doctor told me, you have no choice. Sandra, you cannot delay any further, because I was very reluctant to take any medication, honestly, because I know it's going to be very damaging to my body. So I told the doctor, no, as much as possible, I do not want to take statin. And it delayed for 2 years, and the doctor warned me, it's come to an alarming figure. I have to start. Even not, there is a risk of having stroke. So I had no choice but to start on the statin together with thyroxine. And I didn't know that, I actually took it for on the 6 years onwards. And then I didn't know that actually affected my liver. Statin actually affected my liver. My liver was inflamed and I had pain. And that was much later, a few years later. But over the years of taking statin, thyroxine and all that, it actually gave me a lot of issues. Apart from thyroid issues, cholesterol issues, the radiation also caused a lot of other issues like dry mouth, blurred vision, and fatty liver. Liver was kind of like affected because of the cholesterol level gone up. So I wasn't introduced to LifeWave because of this condition. Okay, I was introduced to LifeWave. In fact, I was very blessed. I had frozen shoulder. Okay, I had frozen shoulder in the year 2022. And that was sometime in let me see, was it April? I think no, 2 months. So September, so it was somewhere in June. I had frozen shoulder. And my very good friend, Akiko, my husband's classmate, actually introduced him to LifeWave quite some time ago, but he didn't want to actually go with it because it was MLM, right? So he thought like, what can this LifeWave do? So he didn't take it seriously until I had frozen shoulder. Then he was saying that why not, just give it a try and go and listen to the talk. So we went one of the Saturdays, and I was still in pain back then. I couldn't lift up my arm. I couldn't show you here, but the other day demo, I showed the audience how far I could lift my arm. I literally couldn't lift my arm, my left arm. It was so painful that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't dress myself. I had to rely on my husband as well as my son to help me dress up. So I went for the talk. Fortunately, James was my savior. He patched me with a on first. So James did was to ask me to drink a bottle of water, mineral water, I think 500 ml. And I was able to lift up my hands slightly, okay? But I was still achy and painful slightly, but I was surprised that I was able to do it. So, but still painful, and James went on to patch me with ice wave. And I only counted to 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, I was able to lift all the way to the top. So at the point of time, I was like wondering, hey, it's so amazing. I went through acupuncture. I went through GP. GP told me I would take at least 2 years to get recovered. I have to go through physiotherapy. And acupuncture, the TCM told me I have to go through minimum 8 weeks of consistent acupuncture as well as Bakuan. Well, I did. I went through diligently, but it didn't help. In fact, I was left with a lot of bruises on my arm. And just with that Saturday, one patch, three patches, I was able to lift my arm. I was like,
Wow.
it's amazing, really amazing. And actually, on that day, I didn't believe. James, I have to tell you something secret, the truth.
Yeah.
When you asked me how painful it was from 0 to 10, actually it was 0. I told you 2 or 3. I didn't believe
Okay.
myself, honestly,
Wow.
because I was surprised, how come the patch could do such a wonderful thing. So I told Akiko, at that point of time, I still really didn't really believe it 100%. So I told Akiko, could I have a few more patches for me, like to last for a week? And Akiko gladly gave me, Aeon. So I tried, and my condition improved. That was where I told Nelson, we can consider buying, because since there was this 30 days money back guarantee, right? No harm trying. So Nelson went on to buy Aeon, and I patched. And it was good. At first, Nelson was also against getting it because he didn't believe MLM, neither did I. So we bought, and honestly, within 2 weeks, I recovered. Just on Aeon, without even the ice wave. Yeah, just on Aeons, within 2 weeks, I recovered. That was where Akiko came and talked to us again. He said, Sandra, okay, why don't you consider, since it worked for you, why don't you consider using X39? It's actually for your overall well-being, it can help you increase your health and improve your health. And that is to elevate your stem cells. Why not? Without taking drugs, without taking anything. So I was thinking, okay, no harm trying, and it's affordable anyway. Comparing to the other product that Nelson bought, my husband bought, $25,000. And it's something that you have to eat. Anything goes to your body, you don't know what's going to happen, right? So this one without drugs, it's just patch and nothing goes into your body. So why not? So I tried. And I never thought that using X39, my condition improved. And not just improve. In fact, today, I could take off my medication. In fact, I'm against taking medication. Just last November, I went for a blood test. The final blood test, doctor told me just to confirm. In fact, way before, when I patched, right, there was an improvement. Okay, there was improvement. So my dosage was reduced. From the higher dosage, it was reduced for thyroxine, and statin also, it was reduced because of my liver inflammation. So I went back again. Doctor told me, you have to come back. You cannot just cut it off. You have to come back. So I went back, I think 6 months or a year later for another blood test, because 2022, I started patching. I think it was 6 months. So went back for blood test again. Doctor told me again, there was improvement. So I was thinking, okay, that's great. But this time around, I wanted to try and cut off the medication. I did it on my own without doctor's advice. Yeah, because I didn't feel good about my liver. Honestly, I was very concerned about the liver pain. So I stopped the medication on my own, which is not advisable. Okay, but I went on the patches alone, and I had to go back for my blood test again, and it was confirmed that my condition really improved. Okay, really improved. And doctor didn't believe that he thought that I was on the medication at a low dosage. So he told me, okay, since it's worked for you, worked for me, and I could just continue at that dosage. So at the end, I have no choice but to confess to him that I actually stopped the medication on my own. And then he was quite concerned. Honestly, he was very concerned. Then he said, no, Sandra, you shouldn't stop the medication. Why not we try this time? Okay, you try again. If you still maintain this good and then your condition continues to improve, then we can consider taking you off the medication. But again, I didn't take. So I went for the last blood test, which was November last year. The result came out very positive, very good. And I told doctor I really did not take my medication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really did not take because
Mm,
I was very concerned about the pain. It was annoying. So the doctor finally said, okay, Sandra, you can stop, but he wanted me to go back for yearly checkups. That's why seeing doctor is a must, but if you can take yourself off from any medication, it'd be good. Of course, with doctor's advice, if possible. Yeah, so but for my case, I'm happy that X39 actually helped me. Throughout this, since 2022 until today, I only use X39 and Aeon and glutathione. Okay, it helped my health and improve tremendously. The reason why I take glutathione is because I'm a big kiasu. Recently, there's so much about COVID, right? So I was thinking, not wanting to get COVID, so I patched the glutathione. But the main one, I believe, is X39 that really, really helped me a lot, So yeah, just have to believe in the patches.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, you're most
Wow,
welcome.
what an incredible testimonial. Friends, again, this is the reason why it is just so heartwarming when we hear stories like this, and how using a patch like X39 and the Aeon can literally help us in a long way. So for our friends who are here for the first time, or you may have friends who may are undergoing a certain kind of health crisis, please invite them to our talk here at the Zoom or at our Wood Square office. Again, based on this chart, I would just want to help us to understand, right? If it takes so many days for our organs to create new cells, give us and give yourself some time, right, for the patch to kick in to help you work in your body, right? So again, that's why again I say again and again, it's not a quick fix. Be persistent, be diligent, in using the patch if you are going through some kind of health crisis, right? This one I showed again to you just to ensure that actually we are not literally talking about anti-aging patch. It is reverse aging, and it will cause all your dormant stem cells to start to awake to work for you, right? Again, it's not just about a day or a week or a month. Give yourself 6 months to a year. And this is the incredible findings, or rather clinical studies, that David has actually shown to us 2 years ago. Due to time, I'm just going to go through very quickly. So a group of people were sent to this gold standard clinic called the Repeat Diagnostic Inc. for telomere testing. So their blood was drawn. So at the third month, nothing significant was observed. But in 6 months, something happened. In as little as 6 months, the telomeres lengthened to the equivalent of 8.5 years of age reversal. Friends, this is astounding. Okay, if you look at this, wearing our X39 patch for 6 months, the telomeres lengthen. Telomeres are found at the end of our chromosomes, and it is said the longer your telomeres are, the longer you will live. So wearing the patch like X39 can reverse. It is equivalent to the age reversal of 8.5 years. And that's also why when people, suffers from certain kind of chronic issues, when you start wearing our patch, it will restore your body, right? And we always advise people to drink water. Hydration is of vital importance, right? And like what Sandra mentioned, here we always encourage you to wear the X39 patch in the day and the Aeon patch in the night. If you want to know more about this, please do come to our Wood Square office, yeah? And the fact of the matter is, these are some of the things, and I'm going to conclude with this, right? Stem cell therapy, yeah, very expensive. But if you understand how much our X39 or the other patches cost, it is just so affordable, right? Because it is the only, again, I say, the only stem cell wearable patch that activates our own stem cells. And it's non-invasive, non-transdermal, very, very safe. Okay, this is our office located at Woodlands. Please drop by Okay, if you want to understand better and more of what we do or what the patches could do for you, do come at these dates. You can take a screenshot, right? We have on a weekly basis from Tuesday all the way to Saturday, right? I thank you for your patience. We're overshot by 7 minutes. Usually it's about an hour. I want to thank all of you for your time here. It really gives me a lot of pleasure to share with you for you taking your time to join our Zoom. So I'm going to end here. So good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.